Hello, my name is Vikeugo and welcome back to Alien Isolation. We're getting back our stuff here. And we won't put on the already open thing. Okay. But yeah, we're grabbing our EVA suit again, going to get out the airlock and finish this once and for all. No Xeno on my head this time. Slap on that suit, open that airlock ASAP. Because ain't no Xeno's going to be attacking me out the airlock. Alright, and there's a checkpoint there. But even if there wasn't, I saved. Alright. Knowing my luck, the Xenos will still be like, Blurg, I'm hungry for your souls. But, whatevs. Man. I have fixed so much shit on Sevastopol, it bothers me that it's all coming apart. Though to be fair, I guess overloading the power core is probably like the biggest culprit for it crumbling beneath my feet. So, yeah. I will say there's the maintenance switch doodad. Oh, man. But yeah, Verlaine, wow. Just, I feel like this game in general is going to be really good at the end, if only because you know they're not going to bring back an alien, but somebody's going to find out company-wise what was happening with the Xenos. Oh, cool! It's automatic. That's very sweet of you. Open for a lady. Whoa, jeez, fast. Might want to go a little faster though, Bucko. I really don't want to die here. That stuff looks like it's gonna... I don't understand why you play me Xeno music. There's no Xenos here. God, the off-kilter perspective is kind of playing havoc with me here. Because it feels like I should turn my head so that it's right side up, but it's not like it's gonna be right side up. Like, oh god, it's so screwy. It's so screwy. And there's not Jupiter. Hi, not Jupiter. Come on, disengage the something or other things.
There should be 2 priming mechanisms to unlock the manual release. I see them.
Ugh. Keycard required. Screw you. I don't need no stinking keycard. Now do this as well. Use this key card. We're getting there. I can taste victory. Oh boy, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall.
Ripley, are you still there?
I have no idea what's going on here. Only that science is happening. And science must continue to happen. I'm a badass and I will not die. Don't you play me Xeno music like something's gonna happen to me. There's nothing that's gonna happen to me, young ladies. Why did that just turn blue? I don't understand that, but I'm not gonna question it. And the other one has something going on with it too. What the hell's going on with these things? Glowy light or something? I don't understand it. Whatevs. Just do this magic a few times. And then... Sevastopol? Oh, you've got to be kidding. They can survive in space. Aha! I've succeeded. Wow. That's actually a pretty big boom to be seen from a planet that size. Holy cow. But yeah, I gotta say, I did not expect the Xenos to literally be on my ass. I was like, what? Apparently they can survive in space. Ugh.
Verlaine, I'm on my way up to the bridge.
Will I get to change my clothes? I'm not sure. Evidently I will. Maybe. I don't get to? Really?
Verlaine?
Oh, what? Wow. So, a Xeno actually managed to get on the Torrens in all of 3 fricking seconds. I kind of expected that, but... Wow, so she's just drifting off in space, just in her suit. Well, that was a fantastic game. I gotta say that initially I thought it was going to be better than Amnesia and the like, and in some ways it was. The alien... Hold that thought. What? Anyhow, in some ways it was better than games like Amnesia, mostly due to the alien AI.
This is Ripley.
Okay, that's really weird to just repeat. This is Ripley. But the alien was very, very intelligent as far as things go, relatively speaking. I mean, it cued in on you when you ran, but it was at the same time, it was just as predictable as any other... It was just as predictable as any other horror monster, unfortunately, just by virtue of the fact that if you stay quiet, you're basically going to be totally fine. And obviously when the one alien went away...
Destroyed.
That was pretty much... I think that was pretty much the point at which the game lost any shred of its real horror elements, because the humans and androids, if I was killing willy-nilly and didn't worry about trying to avoid killing humans, which I don't think I got the killing or no kills of humans achievement, but I also don't think I got any credit for killing humans, so I don't know what's up with that. But I mean, as it is, the humans were dumb as enemies. The androids were predictable but fearsome and spooky mothers, because of the way they were designed. The alien, though, of course, is the ultimate weapon and what we're looking here to see. The only problem, again, is that that particular monster is so iconic. Oh, excuse me, so iconic that they can't really expand and do a lot of different stuff. I mean, if they try and say, oh, there's a dog alien here, or there's a this alien, or there's a that alien, it's going to feel a lot like they're trying to avoid retreading ground. But at the same time, in this game, they didn't really do anything other than retread ground. It was very interesting. Don't get me wrong, very, very interesting. It's weird to just have Ripley, like Ellen Ripley's audio in the background for no reason. But I mean, it was very interesting to find out about Ripley, about all the information, to get closure for Amanda Ripley, etc.
The network will pick me up.
I was not keen, though, on how predictable the alien ended up being. I know they said it would learn from your tactics and learn from this and learn from that. I was playing on hard. The alien got me cheaply a few times, mostly through vents when it had, like,
This is Ripley.
near the end there, when it jumped up into the vent and was scurrying off, and then not 3 seconds later, not even 1 second later, I went under the same vent to just beeline, which I had done like a million times earlier, and it just instantly greatly grabbed me from like 20 feet up. That's a little cheap.
Signing off.
But that said, I think overall that this was a really good, honestly, a really good game, just flat out. There were some problems. I think in some cases it stretched too long. Like there's some elements that are really, really great. Like when you're going through medical, it's, oh, look at that. Oh my God. Tom Skerritt, Veronica Cartwright, Yaphet Kotto, Harry Dean Stanton, Ian Holm for the likeness, but the voice is Dave B. Mitchell, and of course, Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley. Oh yeah. Anyhow, but the thing with the enemy is it doesn't really predict anything you do, because it never stops being distracted, at least in my experience. It never stops being distracted by noisemakers, by flares. If enemies shoot at you or shoot at it, instantaneously it's going to hunt them down and kill them, which that makes sense. The biggest problem I had was the flamethrower, honestly. Just the fact of the matter is, when you take helplessness out of the player's hands, when you give the player any kind of power, even if it's the power to not die, and that's it, just not dying, like you're not accomplishing anything, you're just putting off the inevitable, basically, it still weakens the overall fear factor, which I know that this is a survival horror game at its core, and that their goal was to make a really good AAA survival horror game, and they succeeded. The biggest problems, though, are, number one, not knowing what the hell you're doing or where to go. I still don't know. Having beaten now this game on hard, I have no idea what people are talking about with the motion detector telling you where to go, which maybe that's just me being stupid. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, whatever. But you can look at the map and still figure everything out, so that's fine. But the problem is, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of where you're going, the level design is, because it's modular, it's confusing, which isn't bad per se, because that lends itself to the horror. But near the end, a few times, you know, it's stupid to have characters who, you know, like, how do I phrase this? There was a moment early on in the medical where I got through and the evac door was closed and I died. So instead of going to the evac door and then backtracking, I went all the way back to go to the power plant. Excuse me. And the power plant section, it automatically, you know, Samuels was like, hey, the exit's going to be closed, you got to start the evac. So it was like, okay, you're intelligent. You tell me to go this way, but if I decide to go a different way, for whatever reason, you say, as long as I'm on that path, at a certain point, you actually tell me, oh, hey, you're not going to be able to go that way anyway, do this thing first. That's okay. I'm okay with that. What I wasn't okay with was later on when they did, when Waits was killed, because you couldn't, a door was literally just locked. You could not get through it at all whatsoever, unless you looped all the way back and either killed or bypassed an android and got right up to the door of the marshal's office and heard the marshals, or at least Waits, being killed, and then looped all the way back. It's stupid design because there's no reason for that door to be locked, and you're gonna see everybody dead anyway. It's like, for them to have done the power plant thing and then do that seems very counterintuitive to me. It's almost like two separate teams worked on that. And I did notice as the game went on, there was a lot more in the way of like clicky objectives and backtracking, and I don't know if that was intentional. Like early on, so many good ideas, so many really interesting things. Introduce the humans, introduce the androids, introduce the Xeno, and it felt really good. And there were like these in-game cutscenes, and it just felt strong as hell. And then later on, suddenly the Xeno wasn't a big deal. Suddenly there's like aliens everywhere, and then whatever. Okay. And I never really felt like I was in any danger after, and I'm returning to this point, I never felt like I was in any danger after I got the flamethrower, just by virtue of the fact that I was already evading the alien with no flamer before that, and then when I got it, I could squeeze off like 20 juice, whatever, and poof, there goes the alien, skitters off, and he never really came after me. Like, I had been told that, oh, well, if you use the flamer a lot, he'll come after you more, and I'm just like, no, he won't. There's no way. If you look at that, there's nothing. And I mean, I was all hyped up and all really excited for it, and I gotta say, I liked everything that they did. The only things I wasn't keen on, ironically, were some of the things that they did new. Namely, Marlowe and his whole crew. I don't get it. I know they had to introduce the alien somehow, but it boggles my mind that there's a Weyland-Yutani thing, they purchased the station 2 days after they send out the group, and obviously that's because of Ransom, the station head and whatnot, basically telling Weyland-Yutani, oh hey, we've got the Xenomorph, by the way. And Weyland-Yutani is like, oh, well, sold. But at the same time, recall the Taurans, or call up the Taurans and be like, hey, cancel your mission, because none of them knew anything. I mean, the Taylor tried to get information about the creature to go ahead and tell them, so I mean, I was wrong about Samuels being the traitor, because I figured he would be, but he was fine. Taylor was actually not bad. I mean, she was like, hey, there's a creature. I think Weyland-Yutani should know about it, and I'm going to trade you information for your freedom. And then Marlowe betrays her. And it's like, Marlowe's doing the right thing, technically, and killing everyone, but at the same time, she's not really doing anything wrong either. She's telling her parent company about a dangerous alien. So, whatever. But again, returning to the main point, after you get the flamethrower, it's basically over. You don't ever feel frightened again. And this is the problem that I have with every horror game. Once you get something that gives you power, it's over. But anyhow, putting all that aside, those are basically my final thoughts, and game's over. I might record the survivor mode or whatever it is, but for the moment, Alien Isolation is beaten. Have a great time, folks, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!